But yes, I am occasionally having some difficulties hearing.
What, did someone slap you real hard?
No, I've spent all day in my house, you idiot.
So
Isn't
yes.
that normal?
Podcast.
Fuck them all! Let's get started! I hope Atin's ears had just blown some shit up! Because this is Fanfiction Contempt Theater 9001. I'm Sneaky Devil. Max is here, Atin's here, and I I am already drunk. Fuck! I brought a drunk Pajitin! There we go!
Is he drunk already because we were talking about MMOs in the pre-show?
Yes, maybe.
By the way, if you want to get access to the pre-show, you do need to be a subscriber.
I'll take that.
Listen, I will make us money, Sneaky.
Yeah, boy, yeah. You know what else would make us more money? You guys actually showing up to do co-op streams of, like, video games?
Yeah, but I don't like you enough to do that.
I'm aware.
Besides, we're currently busy playing.
I don't like
Dark Souls
running co-op
Remastered.
with you because you always run ahead.
I mean, you play
Or
weird
do you
stuff,
forget
so
the
I don't
problems
know.
that plagued our Dark Souls runs?
Excuse me, sir. The Dark Souls runs went just fine.
Sneaky.
Hey,
I
Max, I
barely
can't see your
kept up
sign.
with you.
Sneaky, I think you got soft banned. Why would I get soft banned? Because you fucking edited your save file.
Wait,
Oh, mine.
He's not banned.
Look, I...
Oh!
So they
yeah.
were playing two.
He would grind the shit out of an area and then fuck with his soul memory, and that got him banned just before we got to the end. I
Look,
ended up having to rerun that game with a Canadian.
look.
You could just ride with me. I'm surprised.
It was an honest mistake.
And honest, Sneaky, you
I
can
asked
literally depopulate areas in Dark Souls 2. That's not a
Chrysanthemum.
mistake.
Hi,
Oh yeah,
Isaac.
no,
Hi,
I
Calvin.
asked him,
Thanks for
like,
joining
please
us
don't
today.
grind. But, like...
Why do you grind in Dark Souls?
Because
See,
I'm
he grinds in
dumb.
Dark Souls because he's actually bad and
No,
needs
see,
to
I-
use
Yeah, that's
No,
more or
magic
less
to
true,
hide.
honestly.
Because whenever we do PvP, I shit on him.
Yeah,
Even
no,
though I'm
I'm
one
pretty
to still
awful.
know the shit out of me.
Yeah, with Sneaky's like me, like, we're not great at, like, versus games. Sneaky's good at Dota because he just threw himself at it out of spite.
Oh, it
Oh
works
no,
as
I'm
long
not
as
good
you
at Dota either. I just take people by surprise by my overly aggressive suicidal playstyle.
Oh, by the way,
okay,
Sneaky,
you're not
Sneaky,
good. You're just good. You're the
Sneaky,
fighting game
You
unpredictable
know that
noob.
you know that
Good.
shiny metal you have?
No,
It's not accurate.
I don't have a shiny medal.
Then what did you put? What was that you put in shit posts, my dude?
Oh, no. That was someone on the Reddit who was a divine and then recalibrated, and now they're an archon.
Yeah. Okay. See about that. Turns
Yes,
out
we've already talked about that. Let's move on to the fanfiction.
I don't want to move on to the
please, I don't
fanfiction.
want
The
to.
Dota talk is more interesting than the fanfiction.
You know what? Let's go back to discussing MMOs.
Daemonator, as always, Twitch
Guild Wars
guidelines.
2.
Twitch guidelines require me to inform everyone that at no point in time should they contact the author or otherwise send messages, leave reviews, or etc., as that would constitute harassment, which is not allowed by Twitch guidelines.
And not something we want to encourage, even if it wasn't.
And of course, as always, it's a reminder that everything that takes place here on this podcast is for entertainment or educational purposes. Sometimes you'll get neither from us, but that was the intent.
Sometimes we're not funny.
Anyway, yay, a Warhammer story. This is gonna suck, isn't it? Yeah, yeah, it is.
Hey, look, it can't go much worse than what the actual authors are doing right now.
It's called Demon Eater.
Anyway, so Demon Eater by the all-terrain orc. As the universe slowly dies, only
Wait, hold on. Is he
Nurgle-
trying to imply there's such a thing as an orc that isn't all-terrain?
Yes. The only one that remains is Nurgle. He escaped, along with his brothers, into a new realm where death was the reaper of souls.
Wait, hold on. Didn't he just say Nurgle was the only one left?
No, wait.
Then what brothers?
Why are you reading stuff better than it's written? That's not what you do. You read it worse than it's written.
Because you keep interrupting me!
We keep resetting his internal clock.
I have only one shot of liquor left. I have to make this count.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's gonna be gone in the next 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Know it.
I think, Max, I will bet you that it is gone inside. And Sneaky,
Yep, it's over.
Sneaky, go ahead and mute yourself so that you can't actually hear our bet.
No. Fuck you.
Well, I don't want you sabotaging it.
I'll sabotage your bet right now! There! Fuck your bet!
that was my bet, that you were just gonna slab it. So you proved me right.
Well, he technically proved me right as well. My bet was within 10 minutes.
Yes, that's true.
You both made
So,
the same
we
The
both
Chaos
win.
Gods will now need to unite together. Wait, I thought they all died.
Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Nurgle was the only one left.
Yes.
But he escaped with his brothers.
Okay, so
The author has
that just
already
means,
committed
okay,
a
listen,
major
all that
sin.
means is Slanesh got left behind.
I don't...
See,
Look, if you can't even be consistent in your fucking summary...
Sneaky. The story's called Demon Eater.
Look,
Did
mate.
you really expect anything more?
Look, mate. I have seen some cliche-ass names before produce good stories. Just very
Not
rare.
when it's all terrain orc writing it.
Apparently not. They will need to unite to win this game of dominance over every soul in the new world.
Wait, which one was Soul Eater again?
Soul Eater was the
Weapon
comic-y-ish
Meister-
one where
Yeah.
the people turn into weapons and some other people
Big
use
Blue
those
Ninja
weapons.
Woman. Fuck, that's how I remember this one.
Yeah, Ninja Woman, yeah.
It was
Uh,
a weapon as well.
Yeah.
yeah, you're remembering Tsubaki. I
Yeah,
think.
that's what I remember from it.
I mean, to be fair, Tsubaki is a good character to remember.
And
Black Star less so.
Yeah,
you.
the person she was with was like,
No,
He
whoa,
was
whoa,
Naruto on steroids.
Black Star is a badass. Eat shit.
that's because you have like
Do you mean Black
taste of a
Star
4-year-old.
eats shit? Because he certainly eats a lot of shit.
Okay, yeah, he does get the shit kicked out of him pretty often.
Oh, yes, and Death the Child.
That's the kid.
No, Death the Kid.
Death the
And he
Kid
has-
is the worst character in that series.
And he's got 2 girls.
Not much room for
Good one.
argument, unfortunately, for that statement. Oh,
And he's got the edgiest piece of shit design ever. Little
Oh,
kid wears
yes.
suits.
but he's not edgy in the slightest.
I was gonna say, and as a joke, they decided to
Calvin,
make him
Zinch.
horribly
They made him.
obsessed.
They made him obsessive compulsive. That man is like a child Adrian Monk, but worse.
Also with pistols.
Okay.
Also, no, let's be clear, with an infuriatingly stupid way of using those pistols.
Yes, he holds them upside down.
First time the anime was the
you
first
said you
time,
got it.
first thing I saw of Soul Eater. The first time I saw that, I fucking paused and was ready to throw my mouse.
Hey, fuck you, Isley!
What did Isley say this time?
So,
That I got a pronunciation right for once.
Hey!
he didn't even write pronunciation properly. I love this.
Anyway. The end of chaos. Galaxies, stars, and other space anomalies were disappearing. All life was fading away. No more stars were being birthed. And slowly, but surely, the universe itself will disappear. That's a tense
Oh
error.
God! The darkness is consuming the world. It's a Kingdom Hearts 40K crossover.
Fuck you.
Please
Uh,
don't make that a reality.
I'd have
Oh,
died.
I'm
that's
sure
I
it
am
already
sure that's
exists.
a thing. Yeah, no, there's
Sneaky,
way for that.
Sneaky. Let's find out.
I'm
We don't have to
looking
read
at
it,
them.
but let's see if it exists.
You can look it up. This includes a place far worse than hell. A place opposite of the material realm, made completely of psychic energy, called by many names. The Immaterium, Realm of Chaos, Empyrean, Aether, Sea of Souls,
There's 4 of
Warp
them.
Space are used to name this place. But its most common name is the Warp. Here resides the Chaos Gods and their daemons to represent them, controlling all life and attempting to seize power and control all in their realm. 4 Chaos Gods existed with their own names.
Okay.
As opposed to
Like,
what?
blah blah
That's
blah,
nice.
introducing the Warhammer, blah 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 blah. Weakest god of chaos, Slanesh.
What? No!
Really?
There are 4 Warhammer and Kingdom Hearts crossovers. 4.
Only 4.
Only 4.
Probably for the best.
And I think none of them are 40Ks.
Yeah, 2 of which are teen, and the other 2 are rated M.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
we can immediately discount the M ones.
Anyway.
They're the only ones which
The
have
T
actually
ones, I mean.
got some following.
Anyway, so blah 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 bloodlust blah 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 evolution ceased. That's not how evolution works. Happiness blah blah blah. Happiness was no more.
Chaos is all about happiness.
The chaos gods were dying. The followers of Nurgle reaped what they sowed, and Nurgle was thriving due to the
What
lives
did you
lost.
just fucking say?
He said
Reap
sowed.
what they sowed?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
No.
That's
Blah
a-
blah blah. Nurgle strong. Blah 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 blah. The other chaos gods were dying. Blah blah blah. Nurgle started to narrate to himself. Blah blah.
Really?
Blah.
The only one who would narrate to themselves is Zinch.
Yes, because it's part of his plan.
Why is Nurgle not talking like a... Why is he not talking like Pod, just basically what I'm asking?
Anyway, blah
Also,
blah blah.
just-
He's
just
going
a
through his
side note.
diseases.
I know we already talked about this, but like,
Yeah,
the author of this was dumb enough to say
Yeah.
Slanesh was the weakest one.
yeah.
I would like to point out, only one of the Chaos Gods was strong enough to rip a hole in the material world upon birth.
Yes.
I mean, that also has something to do with the circumstances of, Slanesh's birth, but hey, yeah.
It does, however.
Yes. However.
Look, when you
Korn
fucking
didn't
torture
do
a
it.
chaos god into existence,
Nurgle
that's
didn't
pretty
do
damn
it.
impressive.
I mean, they murder fuck the chaos going to exist.
All
Anyway,
because the elves couldn't stop getting off to triple murders.
Yeah, see, the murder fucking was the major reason.
gonna love how enthusiastic you are right now.
And see, I just saw this author break the fourth wall in the most ham-fisted way possible.
Oh,
I'm
where's
living
that?
A little bit lower.
Oh, okay. Anyway, blah 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 blah, narrating to himself, blah blah blah, red, blue, and pink bottles, remaining essence of his brothers, blah blah blah, caustic tears, looks into the cauldron of his plagues, other universes inside his cauldrons, he planned to tear a hole through time and space, blah blah blah. Alright, so all the other gods apparently died, and then Nurgle bottled them up into bottles like they were fucking mana potions, and is planning to resurrect them Voldemort style.
Why?
Because the author just finished reading Harry Potter, I guess?
Why?
But literally none of the Chaos Gods would do that for any of the others.
Yes,
Yeah, I
but
mean,
you
they-
see, Nurgle really enjoyed the bickering of his brothers, and he didn't realize how much he missed them when they were gone.
They hate each other's guts.
Yeah. Especially Korn. He fucking hates everything.
I mean, you say Korn hating everything is less like a personality thing and more to do with being Mr. Skulls for the Skull Throne.
I mean,
Anyway,
yeah.
blah 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 cauldrons, blah blah blah. Soon we'll be true gods once more. Blah 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 blah. I
True
shall
gods,
be
as
above
opposed
all.
to false gods.
Yes, as opposed to not gods or something.
Sneaky gangster this.
Anyway, a world full of souls he saw, with one being named himself Death. He collected the souls of the innocent and sent them to the afterlife, blah blah blah, Soul Eater, blah blah blah. He ripped open a hole to this world, and the Garden of Nurgle was upon them. The daemons of Nurgle who were frolicking on his holy grounds were panicking. No, my children, I'm sorry, but this must be done. He ate all the demons in existence. blah 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 blah. The diseases in his pot evaporated, and now a giant portal existed.
Not how
And-
any of this works.
And then he jumped through the portal, and blah blah.
Does Nurgle actually use a cauldron?
He does
Yes.
have a cauldron. It's in
Alright.
his official art.
Then everything ceased to exist. All was dark, and the void took everything's place. The only thing audible was the victorious whisper of the chaos god Malal, the god of non-existence. Fuck yes. Ha 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 yes. Take that, Games Workshop. I'm finally canon again.
Canon again.
Canon. You misspelled canon. Nice.
Told you. Best fourth wall break ever.
No one to witness me. Well, now I have never really got this far. He finally won the great game. The warp was no more, and was finally banished from his universe. Now everything was silent. Oh, what is this, fucking Othus?
No, Calvin, he did not go through a Stargate. That
Yes,
might have
Calvin,
been a
he
bit
went
more
through a Stargate. Definitely. That's precisely what happened.
Don't
That
lie
would
to
have been
him like
far
that.
more interesting.
I mean, it would have made sense.
No one knows.
In some contrived way. It's better than this. Oh,
Breaking through the bottom of the bottle. That sounds like a good fic to read, right, boys?
Is this a Ruby fic?
Yeah, it's a
Oh
Ruby
god,
fic.
how did I know?
Oh,
Wait,
Because it's cancer,
Oh!
cancer. It's freaking
no.
cancer.
Sneaky, this is from College Full. I've actually read this. This is decently written.
Oh,
that's
was
my
it really?
college fool.
Yeah.
Are you sure about that? Because I'm about to
It's-
shit all over it.
No, wait, no. The shitty one is Engineer Forever. College fool is actually decent. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
College.
Someone
College
actually.
Full also does the editing for Core for
Yeah,
like
that's what I
3 or
remember
4.
college fool for. It's
And,
college
Alright.
fool and Engineer Forever. And I
I've
hated
read
it.
some of College Fool's fics before. They weren't all that good. Just because someone is able to understand grammar and spelling doesn't mean they're good at writing.
But that means he's objectively
I mean-
better than Core.
Yeah, that goes without saying, but this is one of his better written stories. I've read his shit too. Like most people, he has hits and misses.
Anyway, there is actually someone out there that I follow that now calls themselves Core Alaron Fool.
Is this a ship?
I am
'Cause I'm
unsure.
definitely not on it.
It is
Core
possibly
X
a ship.
Blake is canon, guy.
Wait, Core times Blake. Oh yes.
Yeah, it's canon.
You know, eventually Core's gonna have to write a humor story where he just self-inserts himself to have a relationship with Blake.
Yeah, I mean, you could go suggest that to him.
I mean, why not?
I mean,
You
I
could
think
go-
I think the guy's blocked me because he hasn't responded to any of the PMs I've sent him.
Yeah, man, he stopped. I told you, right? Complete stop.
What do you mean a complete stop?
He stopped talking to people, basically. He's like, oh, fuck these people.
Oh, I don't
I'm-
blame him considering like the shit I see in the reviews every so often
Yeah.
if I decide to peek
Well,
into those.
he actually got real life death threats in the mail and shit after his Not This Time Fate story.
Oh, that is not okay, guys.
Oh, wow.
told you.
They worked real fast on that one. Jesus, guys.
I told you it happens.
Yeah,
It's more common than you think it is.
yeah, no, like within that one chapter where he ended on the cliffhanger where John wakes up, you know, having reset, and yeah, he actually got like death threats and shit from that chapter. Like actual mail to him, I know where you live, I'm coming to get you, death threats.
Welcome to the UK. At least my people stayed with the PMs.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he also doesn't really hide behind a mask of anonymity. It doesn't take too
That
much
too.
to...
He's got like a public Patreon, and
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be hard to find his address.
No, it's not.
It's really not.
And Core's going antisocial, can't blame him. His stories are damn good, but a lot of his fans are really fucking weird. Yeah.
Oh, I know. I've been on the forums. I stopped going to the forums for a reason.
Yeah, some of his fans. Well, actually, no, correction. A majority of the Ruby fandom that is active in the fandom they have issues.
Yeah, which is something that I don't get to say about fandoms a lot of the time. Like, I can say it about Ruby. I'm fairly certain in saying it about, like, Steven Universe.
Supernatural, Voltron, Harry Potter. Yes.
Wait, I'm sorry, Voltron still has a community?
To be
Voltron
fair.
has a fucking
Voltron.
No, to be fair. Yeah, Supernatural, Steven Universe, any game that, Supernatural definitely. Any game that has been touched by Tumblr is pretty much guaranteed to have a fucked up community.
Oh, yep, Undertale. Undertale, yeah, which is a shame because Undertale is a good game.
Like, I actually followed and was active on the Undertale subreddit for a while, and then just one day, they just, like, a switch got flipped, and they were just like, hey guys, time to post really weird fetish porn. And I'm just sitting there like, why?
Mate, have you seen that photo of, like, just every character in Undertale being, like, I don't even know how to explain it. Aromantic is what the thing. It was aromantic tale, and I'm like, excuse me, what the fuck does aromantic mean? Was it?
What?
Yeah, so aromantic. I thought it was asexual. It was something completely different.
I'm gonna have to go try.
The Tumblr definition for a romantic is something is interested in people but is not interested in romance or something like that.
So it's basically like if you want to be like you want to fuck, but you don't want to go through that process of being in a relationship.
So
or being attracted to somebody.
They want to be fucked, but
slut. Got it.
No, see.
Okay, so they found another way of saying asexual then.
No, because the aromantic people want the sex.
Oh, okay. All right.
Frat boys minus the looks.
Okay. Jesus.
Like I said, they're whores. They're in it for the sex, man or woman.
Except they don't get that either.
They're not looking for the emotional connection that comes with an intimate relationship.
They just want the sex.
But they do want, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Back in my time, we used to call them one night stand.
We used to call them whores.
What the fuck did Calvin find? Oh, I don't know if I want to look at this.
Oh, see, Sneaky, you're what's the word for it? You're an honorary incel, so I wouldn't take your word for that, but sure.
Fuck you.
Calvin, I don't think any of us know enough about Knight Rider and Smallville to even begin to do this story any kind of justice.
No, I didn't even know. I don't even know what. I just learned Knight Rider was a thing just now.
Wait, whoa, hang on. You don't know what Knight Rider is?
You don't know what Knight Rider is?
Fuck off!
Wait, hang on. You don't know about Kit, the coolest car in existence.
I'm an Indian and I know about this.
I have never heard of this shit.
That is because Knight Rider transcends cultural boundaries.
Exactly. You got like David Hasselhoff for fuck's.
It's David Hasselhoff with a talking car that shoots missiles.
The coolest car ever. It was a Grand Continental, right? No, wait.
I think so. We learned that once again, Sneaky had a really shitty childhood, apparently.
Yeah.
Wait, what about my childhood again?
Really shitty?
I mean, yeah, that's kind of obvious.
Yeah. We just reminded of it every now and then.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, what kind of rock do I live under? Fuck all of you! Actually, fucking, the show's over. I'm leaving.
All right, Max, we're gonna turn this into the MMO podcast. Cruel, I hope you're on board.
Oh yeah. Oh, we got a big update coming for Warframe. We're getting some more story quests.
Ooh, that's actually exciting.
I changed my mind. You can all get fucked.
Oh, I came back.
Oh,
by cactuses. Anyway, back to the plot line. This is breaking through the bottle.
What plot line?
Yes.
There was a plotline somewhere eventually.
It's College Fool. He's the same thing as Core, except with shittier ideas. It's just gonna be the look, it's bite-sized entertainment for people who like magazines and socializing.
People who like magazines.
The fuck did your accent just do there?
Sometimes I buy furniture from a catalog.
Fuck. Can we get him voiced as an NPC for some D&D campaigns?
Dude, that'd be dope.
Sometimes I go to my mom's house. Then we do Thanksgiving.
He's slowly turning into the retarded Southerner.
It's an Indian who's been in Scotland trying to do an American South accent while retarded.
This is fascinating.
This is like a multi-chain accent here.
He's got a better Southern impression than I do.
I just have nothing to say to you. Fuck you, I'm gonna go build Exia.
Don't cut any important bits off.
Oh,
the
important
GN
bits
drive works.
I guess I'll just have to read College Fools through the Gnizzle machine.
Foolish, cool.
Oh
no, Sneaky. It is not.
No.
Save that for one of the just dubs.
Oh.
Oh, you've brought me to this point.
Or do what I did and put Ganondorf's Wikipedia page through it.
What the fuck?
Oh shit, we're too popular. It happens. It hasn't happened since 2003.
God,
like
why?
What the hell? What did it just link you to? What the?
I don't know. I'm getting off of
Go
this.
back to that. We need to know now.
Sneaky, go force fanfiction into a go force it into the onto the mobile, and you can just copy paste the chapter into that textilizer box.
No, the problem there is that it's not working. The whole website is broke.
Oh dear.
Anyway, so I guess we'll just have to read this with the cleanest accent. My name's Cletus. 5 years in the beacon. John's still going strong, home alone, not often. Wait, what?
What?
John's still going home alone as often as not, as unlikely as an encounter with gang may have the
Vicky.
solution.
You know.
Here you go, buddy. I'll just send you this directly.
Oh?
Yeah, Gazoogle has decided to work for me.
Oh, of course
Fuck you,
it
I
does.
guess.
Yes.
It works the same.
I think it just hates you.
Oh, wow. It's so edgy.
Wouldn't be the only thing.
Breaking through the bottom of the bottle.
Oh god, you completely broke the webpage.
5 motherfucking years after
Break
beacon.
it!
John's
How?
still going home riding solo as often as not for reals. As
Please
unlikely
stop.
an encounter with
You are
gangs.
going to get
You
banned.
break
quick.
the unlikely with the unlikely.
You are actively going to get us banned, you idiot.
I don't think this counts. Don't worry about it. Just keep going. Nobody's gonna report us.
I'm just reading the text that appears on the screen.
Why are you turning southern?
I refuse to be a part of this idiot.
Might just have the solution. Drinks, company, and a hell shitload of pickup lines.
Now complete.
Rated fiction tea for gangsta and friendship rum nizzle.
Romizzle.
What the fuck?
Dude was cool, not creepy. Through the thug was aware of that fact that he made the distinction. It might itself be creepy.
Sneaky, you're butchering it worse than the site has already.
I am aware.
Yeah, you see, what's funny is I'm following along in the normal story, so it's very entertaining.
Chrysanthemum, clearly for April Fools, you should just replace all your stories with a Google Nizzled version.
Oh,
See if anyone
dear
notices.
God.
Just do it.
Hogan's Heroes?
What if we go stick the first chapter of Scorched Earth Shattered Steel?
Oh God.
How would it be able... I'm gonna go see what happens when I do that. I'll be
See,
back.
that's completely different from where I went. I was like, what if we put the Horus Heresy through there?
Do it!
Oh God.
The Tupac curse!
I have to know what the Emperor of Mankind ends up as.
Carmen
Oh.
San
pretty sure he ends
Diego
up as,
Warhammer crossover.
He's either going to be Dr. Dre or Biggie Smalls.
Oh,
Calvin.
that's right. I'm still logged in.
Calvin, just
Max,
go to
can you
Google and
link me to
type
the
Google
website real
Nizzle.
quick?
Well, link you to what, Atin?
The website, Kizugo or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was
There you
cool, not creepy, though he was aware of that fact though he was aware that the fact he made the distinction might itself be creepy.
That is
Alright,
some
Google, help me out here.
What? But he wasn't rude, and rarely crude. And when he'd been a hopeless dunce years ago, he'd grown so
now a
much since
dude.
then. By the way, I'm reading the normal version. This isn't the gangster version. College fools trying some rapping shit, and I ain't cool with it.
And rarely crude. And where he'd been a hopeless dunce years ago, he was now
Guardian
a
and Dog of Humanity.
What? What?
Guardian and Dog of Humanity. That's what the Emperor of Mankind ended up as.
Guardian and...
Oh yeah, the dog. Like, is it D-A-W-G or D-O-G?
No, D-O-double-G.
Told you. It's the dog of humanity. The dog. You know, like Snoop Dogg? Man, you white people are like...
Bro, I'm just gonna send this to you.
Anyway, John Ark, you see, had become a ladies' man, or at least enough of one to have a chance. He was a huntsman now, but he didn't like to think of his targets as prey as he surveyed the bar. They were women, ladies, friends he hadn't met yet, and possibly people he'd like to be more than friends with. Unlike a creep, he wasn't inclined to fantasize about them before he hit it off. He didn't know any of them yet, but by the looks of it, probably none of them knew him yet. But that was fine. Better than fine, in fact. It was good because it made tonight a chance for a fresh start. John took it all in the moment he walked in the bar. The huntsman experience helped him in some ways. The little attention to detail that helped identify the threats from the opportunities. The one that had a ring, the one with a boyfriend, those two weren't with any men, but were probably with each other. Too old, too young, too married, too big, way too big. Way too big. And there she was, a mature sort of blonde, sitting at the edge of the bar, nursing a strawberry sunrise. Really? You didn't notice it was Yang. Okay. Flags started raising, one by one. She was alone, she didn't have a ring, she was paying idle attention to the guys, but none to a pair of lip-locked lesbians in the corner. She might have been waiting for someone, but then she might have been waiting for anyone to approach. By the looks of some were shooting at her, there was practically a queue of men almost willing to try, meaning there hadn't been rejected out of hand yet.
Sneaky, just read the Emperor of Mankind in...
The Emperor of Mankind is the immortal perpetual woes ass serves as the ruling monarch of the Imperium of Man, and its busted lyrics about the Emperor Eslacary?
Ecclesiarchy.
Ecclesiarchy.
Oh my God, Sneaky.
Ecclesiarchy.
Sneaky.
Then the imperial cult as the father, guardian, and dog of humanity. Humans are strange creatures. Yes. Yes, we are.
Cry in my craw.
She was also with long blonde hair, generous sunglasses. Generous sunglasses? Fucking what?
They gave out money to the poor.
Yeah, clearly. And a matching set of gloves and leather jacket that gave her an aura of
It's a thing.
maturity and deliberation. Hot. John knew she was a keeper if there was one. Jesus Christ, this is cringy as shit. And knew he'd...
Sunglasses are a thing, though.
Yes. Okay. And knew he'd probably have one... What?
I'm sorry, I'm telling Atin to stop.
What's Atin doing?
No.
He's just linking me shit from the wiki from Gazoogle now.
Yeah, he's
From the Warhammer wiki.
And I'm still reading that.
Lovely.
Oh, you fucking
It is good.
bastard.
The
It's
Emperor protects.
And you know it.
Oh, man.
And he knew he'd probably only have one chance to make a good first impression. Even so, he wasn't deterred, not by the informal queue of guys trying to work up the nerve to approach her, not by her apparent boredom as she surveyed the bar, not even by his less than stellar success rate. Remembering what his father had said about confidence and the other things he'd learned since then, John ignored the queue and walked towards her. She saw him approaching, obviously. She was sitting in a spot with the best view of the entire club, but when she did, John didn't hide a smirk when her mouth dropped open just a little. Whatever she saw as he walked towards her, she seemed to like. Maybe it was the jacket, the hoodie of freshman year was long gone. See, my main problem with this whole story so far is apparently Ruby's team and John's team just never talked to each other again after they became huntsmen. And know nothing of what each other look like anymore.
Either that,
Yep.
or
Seems sensible.
John and them were
Even
different
though Yang was made out to be like one of the most visually obvious people in all of Beacon.
batches. That's because they ran out of budget to animate the other people.
I'm aware.
Or they just couldn't give a shit. It's the whole anime thing. Hey, out of this group of people, let's guess which one's going to be relevant to the plot.
Look, Isley, you can confuse Max and Atin up all you want as long as you know I'm me and the Pajit's Pajit.
Fuck off.
I mean, Max and Atin. The only I generally call Max Atin or Atin Max as a mistake, not because they aren't indistinguishable from each other.
I guess
Also,
I
why the
appreciate
fuck
that.
is Lord knows here's playing Fallout New Vegas has popped up on my Steam at least 10 times in the last one.
Look,
It's just-
Nose Hair is having issues. He's having severe
he's having-
issues.
He's having quite a few technical difficulties trying to get it to
Last
work.
one.
It's fucking New Vegas. Of course there's technical difficulties trying to make it run.
Could be worse.
I've never had problems with that game, though, ever.
Dude, I had literally hours and days of technical difficulties trying to make that game run sometimes.
Oh yeah, I've had so many problems with New Vegas.
I had so much of before. Like the fact that I wasn't able, like, I didn't feel like
86
playing.
hours I put in, I have a total of 5 crashes. And that's it.
Same. I had like maybe 2. That's about it. Like.
Maybe it's all the mods you guys try to shove down its throat.
Hey
Fuck
guys,
you.
I need that
Just
shiny
because I need
chocobo.
200 mods to make the game palatable to play.
I mean, that's why you play 4, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Which is technically the worst of them all.
I mean, yeah, but it's more stable.
It has more mods.
And that's it. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. Confidence! He reminded himself and raised an eyebrow in greeting. I see you watching me, he might have said. People made way as he approached, and he quite casually slid onto the bar stool beside her. He asked the bartender for a drink, gave her time to recover and close her mouth, then showed the fruit for then showed the fruit of nearly half a decade of huntsman experience. All for her?
Oh, so he's pretty old.
Okay, so it's been 6 years since they've graduated.
Nearly half a decade.
Said 5 years since they graduated.
It has to be less. It's nearly half a decade, so it's less than 5 years.
I don't know. I feel that even now, if I saw Atin on like the side of the road, I would still recognize him, even if he did just pick generic male 1 as a character creation screen.
Yeah, but like, Atin is the hot blood.
Ugh.
I said I would still recognize you. Calvin, what in the actual fuck are you posting? Calvin's gone off the deep end, folks. We've lost another one.
Calvin,
What? What? Calvin, what is this?
His wild little first erection was a cold
Calvin,
ass
you
little
explain
China
yourself,
sound.
or you are banned from this chat, my boy.
Calvin in my skin. Sorry.
His little erection.
Oh,
Oh, he's putting his own story through.
yeah, he ran his own story through Gazoo. I was so confused.
Just out of the blue talking about erections, and I'm just like, what the hell is going on in my chat room?
What the hell?
Who's like, I don't normally get to ban people, but it seems like I'm about to have an opportunity.
Anyway. Pardon me, what
Oh
pickup line works best on you? A beat, then 3. Then, well, periods of laughter weren't always a bad sign. In fact, it was expected for this one, and the fact that the woman was smiling was already a plus. I'm sorry, were you talking to me? She asked, just to clarify in case he'd been talking to the man 2 seats down, now shooting him a dirty look for cutting in line.
Listen, when they ask that question, you say, obviously.
I was.
Throw completely off their game.
John nodded, unapologetic. You look like a girl who's heard every line of the book, so what's one's more? Unless you want to be left alone, I mean. And this is why he wasn't a creep. He wasn't afraid to flirt. Come on, mouth. I have only had 1 shot.
In the past 10 minutes.
Yes. I might have been drinking earlier.
And why were you drinking this time?
Well, you see, I looked in the mirror.
I thought you took all the mirrors out of your house.
Can't remove this one.
Oh, did you use the webcam?
No. It's in the wall.
So smash it.
I'm in the apartment.
So smash it quietly.
I don't own it.
I mean,
So smash it very quietly.
Oh my god. Look, I'm not in Chicago. I can't just go smashing mirrors because I dislike the look of my face. Atin.
I'm perfectly happy with myself. I don't need to break mirrors.
That's because you've already broken them all.
No, that is decidedly untrue.
Well, you know, you shouldn't be spreading fake news then.
Now you listen here. I will spread all the fake news I want, or my name isn't Fox CNN.
You have to name your child that now.
No!
and if you ever do that to your child, we are going to have words.
Clearly, I'm
Same
going to
goes
name
for
it.
you,
Clearly, I'm
Sneaky.
going to name my child after the most important person in my life, Amuro.
No, by all means, she invited, a good sign indeed as she started to smile more and leaned against the bar to look at him. Feel free to continue, she encouraged, even as she signaled for her own next drink. Give me your best shot, stud. Is it hot in here, or is it just you? It's just you, she parried back with a
just
smirk.
skip these.
No, we have to go through all the really dumb jokes that College Fool thought absolutely necessary to set the tone. Because, as Max said, this is a good story.
I said it's decently written. Don't put words in my mouth, you cunt.
Maybe you should just take off that jacket. I'm sure I could find a floor for it. He laughed, liking where this was going already. Not only open, but with the wit, the flirt back. Sure, she escalated, but for now they were just playing, feeling each other out. He shook his head in mock seriousness. Huh?
I'm sorry, our chat's talking about Detroit and Jersey and smashing mirrors and why you shouldn't do it in those cities.
Apparently.
Listen,
okay.
you don't want to smash a mirror in Detroit or Jersey because things are already bad enough there. Like, if you get 7 years bad luck in Detroit, Detroit might just implode.
Alright, so, yeah, I'm just gonna read the jokes back and forth now because the rest of it's just basically filler trash. No, seriously, stop, drop, and roll with me. You're on fire, baby. Maybe I should run you through a sprinkler, you know, to cool you off. I don't think...
Maybe I should kill the man who wrote these pickup lines.
I don't think it matter for a hottie like you. Are you around campfires much? Because I definitely want s'more. She avoided his elbow before could contact with her right arm, but gave him a bemused stare all the same. Better for a drunk. How many drinks did it take you to come up with that? I haven't had a drink yet. I'm just intoxicated by you. Now I know you're drunk. You have no idea who you're talking to, do you? Yeah. This is exactly my fucking point. Fucking Yang was able to pick out of the crowd and remember the looks of bland boy John. But apparently John's got an int of 1 and can't figure out he's talking to Yang.
I mean, we kind of already knew that.
No, we already knew that was the thing.
If it makes you feel worse, I've had a few of those used on me.
Oh!
Yeah, there's an essential difference between a s'more and a marshmallow because a s'more is graham crackers, chocolate, and a marshmallow.
Yeah, and a marshmallow's just a marshmallow, sadly.
Yeah.
Now, while a marshmallow is delicious, it's not a s'more.
Yeah, no, Isley, I have heard a fair number of bad pickup lines. Not at me. No, not at me.
No, never you.
No, I wanted to clarify that. There have been no pickup lines directed at me, besides the one time the gay guy sexually assaulted me, but yeah, whatever.
Well, that sounds like a story for the subscribers.
That sounds like a story I'm not fucking telling anytime soon. Anyway, let's see, blah blah, blah blah. Made him pause. Normally only people that were blah blah blah. She nice clothes. He was sure she wasn't a celebrity. I don't know. You're the girl with the beautiful smile. Best you'll ever come across. Your pickup lines need work, vomit boy. It was perfectly timed. He spit out his drink. Blah blah blah. Yang, the one and only. Feel free to take your time catching your breath. It's been a while since I've had that effect. You flirting. Oh, don't stop now. You were saying nice things. I didn't know it was you. Don't let that stop you, Yang urged, grinning like a hungry wolf. Ha 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 ha! No, really don't. This is a chapter-a-day fic, as I like to call it, a popcorn-style fic with small bites of information and a story behind it.
Oh, as I like to call it, the author can't be bothered to write anything real.
Yeah, more or less. Basically, you could probably take out at least half of this chapter, and it would still be the exact same thing. Like half of it. If this first chapter is any indication, this story is only around 20k words long. The rest of it's just absolute useless fluff. Word padding, all that fun stuff. Are you saying no one's ever tried to use pickup lines on you yet? Yeah, I'm trying to say no one's ever really used pickup lines on me, Isley. It's a face thing, it's a body thing, it's a personality thing, it's the fact I don't go out to bars thing.
Actually, no.
Okay, hold on. Let's be very clear. It's definitely the personality.
Well, no, there was one person that tried it. It was your ex-girlfriend. She only tried it once. Way back when.
Yeah. No,
so it's been done once.
We spent no, to be fair, we did spend a date saying the most punny and worst pickup lines back at each other during the movie. But yeah.
No wonder the relationship failed.
No, that was actually a good time. That was not why the relationship failed. No. That was not why the relationship failed.
No, that.
I like how
okay, next story.
No, I am actually aware of the real reason. But
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Anyway, So it's like Ranma, a girl guy thing? Wait, what?
What?
Oh, Calvin apparently thinks Yang is a girl guy. No, she's just a really hot girl.
No, that's what the fandom likes to believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on a minute. The fandom believes that about all four of them. Let's be clear.
You are wrong.
Expressly showed interest in the male.
Oh,
hey,
God.
I mean, it really doesn't get any worse than Fairy Tail Dragon Slayer's Naruto being pegged by Fruta Blake.
While he's a mech, man.
What?
Wait,
no, I don't want to know.
robot?
The less I know, the happier I am.
What?
Like it made me reconsider making John and Penny the same character later on in my story, but I'm still going ahead with that.
John and Penny the same character.
Mate, trust me, it's gonna work out.
I would be extremely amused by that, and I want in.
How's your waifu?
How's my waifu doing?
Yeah.
You have to be more specific than that. Oh, Fairy Tail Dragon Slayer. Fairy Tail Dragon Slayer is not my waifu.
You're lying there now. We know you want him. He's already admitted to being a male model. And a soccer player.
So he's a male model, huh?
That's what he's claimed, yes.
The people from the Naruto crossover Discord, we decided one day to just take turns bullying the bastard. I think it was either Jay Burke or maybe it was Reese. Not sure which one it was, but basically in the PMs, it was all about the whole thing where he basically made Naruto break the fourth wall to promote his Patreon. Basically, he sent PMs back, and I think Reese or somebody left a very scathing review, like we all did. But his was replied to via PM, and basically he said, I barely get time to write anyways between my male modeling gig and the soccer team. So
Oh yeah, because those are totally not mutually exclusive.
He's one of those.
Isley, I think you can pull off anything.
Isley, I have significantly less faith in you than Sneaky does.
I believe in you, though, Isley. Do what you will.
You should clearly assassinate the Pope and take his hat.
I mean,
that makes you the new Pope.
No,
that is not how that works.
That is never how that has worked.
I mean technically during some points, that was how it worked.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you could challenge.
Or do I need to bring up the time when there was not one, not two, not three, but 4 popes?
1v1 bite down me, mate.
Popedom can only be claimed by right of combat, so says Korn.
Korn does not get to decide who the Pope is, thankfully.
For now, I have no idea who Korn is.
Alright, so this is a Naruto Sekirei crossover.
Oh, as we haven't had enough of those.
Say goodbye, Minato, cause Naruto's Sahashi is on the scene, I guess. But how will Naruto cope with being thrown into the Sekirei world as its main man? Who knows, but this adventure is starting
He'll cope
now.
just fine, actually. He'll cope.
Naruto times harem, his Sekirei, of
now.
course. Fluff and lemons later. P.S. It's gonna be long and bumpy ride!
I changed my
Get
mind.
it?
Kill this one first.
Bumpy?
I think Sneaky gave up.
Oh, he gave up long ago.
Oh, I've given up long ago, yeah.
Man who had no hope loses a little bit of hope he didn't even know existed.
Yeah, pretty much.
That is his life.
Hello, my friends! This story has been rewritten! Not significantly, of course, but it needs to be. But enough to warrant redoing the chapters. I've taken a few small things out and put a few small things in. I've also condensed the chapters from the previous... What?
Put a few small things in, like my penis.
Yes. I've also taken the chapters from a 2 to 5k chapter size to around the 9 to 10k chapter size. So instead of 13 chapters, there will be 8. Why?
That doesn't mathematically add up, though.
Chapter 1. A lightning bolt came out of nowhere and caught her on the shoulder. Pain blinded her for a second before she became fully aware of her surroundings. She cursed to herself. Damn whoever thou art! Sneak attacks are not the Sekirei way. She shouted to her unknown attacker, "Who be out there? Show thyself."
What Sekirei talks like that?
Tsukiyomi, that's an official translation thing, I think.
I
don't remember if it's official or
it's
fan
there.
is the issue.
No, that was an
Like,
official translation. She does the same thing in the English dub.
yeah,
I also think
because it
it's
has
some-
to do with
some
the way
there.
that she speaks in Japanese. She speaks more formal. And
Oh.
unfortunately, due to the way American English has evolved, they
You don't
start
do formal
talking like an odd bastardization of like Victorian and Shakespearean English if they speak formal Japanese.
Yeah.
Very
Really
very
ham-
weird. It's technically an accurate portrayal, but it fucks with the flow of dialogue as a result.
Yeah, I mean, most good.
Well, that's
like,
because
I hear,
old
like, two
English
good
was. That's
Sekirei
because old English isn't actually formal.
and neither of them do it. Two good Sekirei fics is all I've read in that section, and neither of them do that.
Sorry, can you yell the word pain a bit more like William Shatner? I don't know how the fuck William Shatner shouts the word pain.
You know what? I'm gonna see if YouTube can help us with that.
Pain blinded her for a second before she knew what she was doing.
Please, no.
Have I ruined it for you yet? Anyway, have to go. Was fun. Yep, yeah. Take care, laddie. And Isley, what's with authors making the unmentionables more bumpy? Well, you see, it's because these authors have never had sex or have ever looked at a sex organ in their life before. And when they go to Google for the sex organs, they go to DeviantArt.
And when they look down most of the time, there's a gigantic bump blocking their own. So
Yeah, it's this really weird thing. Where all they see is their stomach. Anyway, point being, they have no idea what they look like. They don't know how sex works, and they generally are just too stupid to
and they all
not
generally
include
like
that.
Linkin Park.
At least there haven't been any galloping abs. I never heard that
galloping?
before.
What?
What?
That's probably a young
Galloping?
adult thing. I ran into one story that had to dedicate several paragraphs to explaining how it wouldn't kill the people involved.
Galloping abs.
I mean, I'm not surprised, honestly. There is some really, I remember one Naruto story in, which Naruto got this, like, body manipulation special power from the Kyuubi. And it kind of came out of, like, left field with it, too, because it was like, oh, he's using it to make sword hands and shit. It's like, okay. And then he's, like, fucking 10 years old at this point in the story, right?
That makes no sense.
And he saves a prostitute. Right, in the land of the snow. And proceeds to give the prostitute triple G cup breasts and a vagina the size of his face, and then he made his dick 3 feet long and 2 feet thick, and I was just like, what the fuck?
I'm still hung over the fact that he's 10.
None of that is how any of that works.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
I imagine that would be quite unforgettable.
Was it by Fairy Tail Dragon Slayer? Because that sounds like his modus operandi.
You know, honestly, I did not look at the author that day. This was actually a long time before I even started paying attention to the authors.
Oh, that bad. But anyways, what was up with the galloping abs, though?
I've honestly never heard of galloping abs. Is that a thing?
I've never heard it either.
I've Chris, we need an answer. What the fuck does that mean?
Oh,
What is
I see. It's
what?
a Tumblr tag.
Oh.
Galloping abs. So basically, I don't know how that works, though. How does that work? What makes that go?
So far, it's a bunch of gay sex stuff, really buff dudes.
Oh, that's kind of tame. I was expecting like people lie down on their stomach and they just go really fast.
You see, the abs have reached a point where they become so strong, they're small feet.
Yeah, see.
And you can
Small,
flex them
really
individually to generate motion.
Yeah, no, so far the galloping abs tag on Tumblr is just a bunch of gay sex, so I just assume that's what's going on there.
Oh.
Anyway, back to this garbage heap. Why is that underlined? What do they think this is? A web novel?
Oh no, Sneaky, it's not a Tumblr tag, it's an excerpt from a terrible book. The post itself is the excerpt.
Because I went to Tumblr, typed galloping abs in, and I got a lot of gay sex posts. Now I need to check for oiled abs Warhammer fanfic.
Can you not?
Why, Isley? Why do you do these things?
Isley,
why are you a degenerate?
I suggest you not.
Stop. Get some help.
Lad, you have weird taste.
Stop. Get some help.
I just said that. Fuck you.
Daddy.
Yeah, but no one trusts your advice.
Even as she spoke, a woman wearing the most inappropriate costume leapt up onto the roof of the building. Tsukiyumi eyed her angrily, demanding, "Does thou care nothing for the rules of engagement? You are Sekirei, correct? Thou must fight me fairly."
Thou art I art thou.
The woman shrugged her purple-clad shoulders in an uncaring way. "You're unwinged, so how could you understand the rules of engagement? We actually know how to fight." Tsundere whirled around on instinct to catch the second bolt of lightning in the chest. There was a second woman behind her, the tips of her fingers still smoking from the last blast of power. The second attacker shouted loudly, "We are Hikari and Hibiki, numbers 11 and 12. She cast a look of complete confidence at the other woman. It looks like they're mostly text-to-speech fanfics. Although I expected at least a few of them to be also smut. Hell, there's probably a bit of a bleed over.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, if you want oil dabs, look up JoJo.
especially the second part.
Yeah,
Especially the second.
especially the second part.
After that, it's all men punching while yelling very loudly.
I mean, it was already men punching while yelling very loudly.
Except now there's a man behind the man punching.
Yeah, now it's a man directing a man to punch.
Yes.
Sometimes it's a girl directing a man to punch.
Yes.
And sometimes it's
Sometimes
an orangutan.
The orangutan does not tell anything to punch. The orangutan is... Oh, why'd you have to remind me about that fucking orangutan?
Hey, I think you're forgetting. Don't forget, sometimes there's also a man telling a radio tower to kill people.
No, the radio tower does that itself.
Oh, I'm sorry. So the radio tower is sentient.
The radio tower is an independent stand.
And
Yes.
sometimes they destroy their universe to begin again.
Which part is that? Do I want to know?
I mean, that's everything past part 6. No, wait, 7.
Okay, so when it went to an actually new timeline. Okay.
Yes, they literally destroyed the old timeline and were like, okay, shit, we've gone too
Oh,
far.
good. There's timeline hopping. All the more reason I'll never watch it.
No, it's not timeline hopping.
No, there's no timeline hopping.
It
We just,
ends.
yeah, they just destroy the timeline and start a new one. That's not
Yes.
hopping. That's just
Oh,
like
okay. So I'm sorry. So this is infinite. This is Crisis on Infinite Earths.
This
Got
is
it.
like Fate Stay Night. Like, okay, here's another timeline.
No,
Like,
Crisis. I'll continue to reference Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Because you reference shit that nobody else understands.
That's because y'all are uneducated about the glory of comics.
Look, man, you.
I
it
write
is not
comics for a
our fault.
living.
It is not our fault that you are still a child. Okay?
Oof.
I'm sorry. You're
Oof.
bringing up fate. You're bringing up fate
Oof.
and saying I'm the child.
I mean,
Oh,
everybody
The
knows
thing that started as literal porn and hasn't
I don't-
gotten much beyond that.
So, wait, Atin, are you saying
That's
children
called-
should be looking at it?
Apparently, Atin, what is wrong with you?
Apparently, Atin's in favor of child porn.
Yes.
What?
Yeah. You said we're kids who look at porn.
How did it escalate to that, Nikki?
I bet you like Childish Gambino too, you sick fucker.
What the fuck?
Atin has blown a fuse. Please allow 3 minutes for reset.
Go fuck yourself. Sneaky, I want you to go out into Vermont
Yeah.
and I want you to find
Yeah.
the largest bong left in that state
Uh-huh.
and go fuck yourself with it.
Uh-huh, okay.
Now, assuming there's the one left from the guy's speech at Champlain, you'll die, which is my goal.
Do I even
You live in
want to
Chicago, you'll
know?
die either way.
Indeed. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. They were fighting her. Blah, blah, blah. They're giggling. No, period out of nowhere. Blah, blah, blah. Stop running from us. Don't try to run. I'll shock you to death. Blah, blah, blah. Why am I so useless against them? How are you stronger than me?
Sneaky, little question, very small question.
Yeah.
But these two twins, their job wasn't to take out Sekiro, it was more like weaken them so that other people could, catch them more effectively, basically, right?
No,
Like,
they were trying to take them out.
Yeah,
They're-
CEO specifically directed them to basically knock them out of the fight before they could even get into it.
Huh.
Yeah.
Because
I
he
thought
was
they were like,
falsely
oh, yeah.
told that they would be fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now that makes full sense.
Anyway, blah blah blah, dark shapes. Something punched Hikari's head. She was grabbed by a
crawl.
She saw bright ocean blue eyes, blonde hair, and tan skin.
Is that
Put one up
what
on the
they
young A
actually
counter,
wrote?
Chrysanthemum. This is your fault.
Sneaky, stop adding words.
I did not add words.
I took my time and I went out. Sorry.
My bad.
Why are
Chrysanthemum
there
is the root of
50?
all YA.
Isley, why are there that many crossovers for Warhammer and My Little Pony?
Apparently
Oh,
people really
For the
like
same
crossing
reason,
the
there's
two.
a bunch of My Little Pony and Fallout.
Yeah,
See,
they really like
disappointed, but not
They
surprised.
think, you see, they think they're clever and funny by taking two fundamentally thematically opposed things. In this case, the power of friendship and the grim darkness of the far future, or the grim darkness of post-apocalypse, and putting them together. And they're not.
Huh.
Mate, you seem a bit salty about this.
Seems like you're speaking from experience.
I mean, if by experience you mean I've unfortunately learned about some of the trash, yeah.
I was reading you.
Oh yeah, that's right, lad. Didn't you read them?
Someone was like, Fallout Equestria is really good, so I was like, I'll try this.
How bad was it?
To its credit, it wasn't awful. It was clearly written by someone who had, at minimum, done extensive wiki diving for Fallout.
For Fallout.
For Fallout.
For Fallout, yes.
Alright.
And so, I mean, it wasn't terrible, but eh.
My little brony, my little brony.
Alright, so anyway, there was a rustle of cloth as Tsukuyomi Tsundere-chan shifted under the thick blankets. She groaned as her sore muscles and stretched, trying to relieve the pain. Realization struck her and she shot up to a sitting position, and the room spun around her, her vision doubling for a brief moment. Tsukuyomi Tsundere-chan felt cool air on her skin.
Listen, if
her
your vision
belly
is doubling when
and
you're just sitting up,
breasts.
you are majorly concussed. You need medical attention right away, people.
Yeah, Isley, if it's gonna be a shit story, you drop it in the fanfiction contempt theater section. If it's gonna be a good story, you just drop it in the normal fanfiction section. She looked down and found herself naked. An exclamation left her before she could stop herself. Who the fuck? Oh, you dressed me!
You dressed me.
Interesting.
The
This has
shout!
been rewritten, may I point out?
What?
This
Oh
has
yes,
been rewritten.
that's one
Oh,
of
yeah.
our favorite things.
Yeah, that's
When
I
we
always
see
love
one
that.
of, almost universally, when we see an author go, I've rewritten this to make it better, it's still hot garbage.
Now, to be fair, I have also announced that I had rewritten it, but I announced I had rewritten it after I finished the arc, and I announced that on the arc finish section. Nobody knows I rewrote it if you read the first 4 chapters.
Okay.
Anyway, the shout bounced off the walls and alerted the boy sitting at the desk in the corner to her awakened state. He looked back to her. She caught his gaze and felt her anger rise inside her. This young man would die. She gathered her power to blast him to pieces when he pointed to a basket beside her. Momentarily nonplussed, we've already said you can't use that word anymore because that word literally means both sides. It means completely unsurprised, but it also means completely surprised.
So normal.
English.
Yeah, basically. Alright, lads, let's keep going. There was a basket full of charred clothes. Her eyes popped open wide and she gritted her teeth before turning back to him, ready to shout again. She was turned away from her writing. He was turned away from her writing?
Huh?
Huh?
What?
Sorry from her.
There
Writing,
Do they mean
Comma?
right thing? What the fuck?
No, he turned away from her writing. I think there's a comma that just. He just
Yeah, I
ate
think
it.
he's missing a comma.
Yeah, but why is she writing?
I mean, it's explained further in. You'll see it. It's the most dumb explanation ever, but it's there.
Okay. Her eyebrows knitted together at his careless attitude. It reminded her of her two attackers. After a moment, she finished writing and what? Wait, what?
He finished writing.
Yeah,
He's the one who's writing.
yeah. With
Oh,
the sentence, he was turned away from her writing. He's missing a comma between her and writing. So.
And this, children, is why commas are important.
fucking
No,
comma is
even
powerful.
then it's still improper. It was... He turned
Sticky,
away
I'm not
from... No, the sentence structure, if that's
Like
how
the
you
comma
want
would
to
be
do
he
it.
turned away from her writing.
He
Her
turned
writing.
away from her, comma, going back to writing or something like that.
Yeah, that would make a lot more sense. Continuing to write, going back to
But
writing.
the was, even if you added the comma as it is now, the was fucks the sentence up still, because then it's just, he was turned away from her.
Yeah.
Yes.
By what?
I'm just
By
saying.
who? What action occurred to turn him away? You can't just be like, writing. Okay? That doesn't
Sticky,
describe anything.
I
It
agree
doesn't
with you,
connect
but at
anything.
least if that comma was in there, it would have been comprehensible.
No,
Yeah,
it still
that's
would
what
not
it
have. I would still be
it's-
confused off my
Sneaky,
ass.
Read the sentence prior.
And so
No,
was that. After he
read-
understood the comma,
Yeah, no,
it is
read-
comprehensible.
yeah,
Shut the
read
fuck up,
read
man!
the sentence prior to it. It makes sense.
No, it doesn't. The sentence
No,
prior
it-
to that is her eyes popped open wide and she gritted her
She
teeth
looked
before
to
can
where
make
he
the
pointed.
jump in logic
There was
in
a
order to
white
get it.
basket. Her eyes popped open wide and she grit her teeth before turning back to him. He was turned away. I cut out important key parts and still put together a sentence that makes sense for this action.
Yes.
That is all right there. Everything is there for this to be a proper sentence.
Yes.
Except for the comma missing.
A proper sense. It's like everything is there, but it's phrased so awkwardly.
That's what I'm saying, though. Is
No,
the
but
sentence
see,
that
you're
follows
taking
that.
it to a next extreme. You're going
No,
like, oh, I
there's
don't
no fucking
understand what's going
context.
on.
Where's the writing?
Oh yeah, that might be because I read ahead.
There is no context in the previous 2 paragraphs that he was writing at any point in time. So if I'm supposed to assume he turned away from her to go back to the writing he was doing, I need to know he was writing in the first place.
You see, no, that makes sense now because I've read ahead, so I'm like, I now know why he was writing.
So that
I'm
sentence
still
doesn't
not
make sense.
seeing your problem at all. But
He was
Well,
turned
I get
away
it.
from
You
her
basically- You might have read the
writing.
sentence 2 or 3 times to
That
actually understand.
sentence makes no sense. It has no context. And even if you include commas in there all you want, it still has no context.
Wow, he's getting obsessed about this.
yes, he
I
is.
never knew we had PPD on our stream.
Excuse me, that is an insult to the Salt King.
Salting in my salt.
After a moment, he finished writing and stood up, turning to her. Hurriedly, missing a comma there, she pulled up the blanket from where she realized she was sitting on a low bed. That's an awkward sentence. His cheeks were pink as he handed her a piece of paper with a tidy scrawl across it. She read the note out loud. Sorry about the clothes, but they were falling off you when I got you here, and I don't have any girls' clothes here. She looked up at him.
Fuck, dude, throw a dress shirt on her.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, guys' clothes can easily be worn by women.
Well, no,
I mean-
even if they can't, even if they couldn't easily be worn, like throwing on a pair of pajama pants and a t-shirt at least will keep her from waking up super pissed.
Yeah.
I mean, she still realized she's wearing something that she didn't go to sleep in. So.
No, but like she'll wake up. But listen,
But
if you
that
have to
makes more
pick between-
sense. I definitely agree with that. Yes.
Yeah.
if you have to pick between someone waking up thinking that you've just left them naked and letting them wake up thinking that you put them in weird clothes, I'll take the second one.
Okay, now we have to define weird clothes here because waking up wearing
Yes,
cat
rephrase
girl
that.
outfit.
Weird clothes meaning clothes that aren't theirs and don't fit them.
Yep.
So a cat girl outfit.
That's that is I would just describe that
Creepy,
as
then.
fetish.
Considering the size of the person in question, he might as well not have been able to find anything to fit over the top. I mean, that is true. That is true. However, guys' shirts are very stretchy.
Yes, that is right. See, I can attest to this one. So yes.
And like here's the thing, even if a shirt does like a hoodie will. Like throw a hoodie on them, you know?
Yeah, anyway.
The objective here is just to not have someone wake up naked in your house.
It's
without
not like
expecting-
women don't like men's hoodies. I have lost hoodies to
Dude,
women.
No, no. A girlfriend tried to steal my hoodie. She was like, "Can I keep the hoodie?" No, but it's such a nice hoodie. Yeah, that's why I'm
I lost
keeping it.
8 hoodies to my ex, and I know the pain.
Why didn't you just fucking say no?
She did them without me knowing.
It
Depends
clearly
if the
didn't
ears
need
and
those
tail are
hoodies.
included, says Isley.
No.
I don't know,
The
Isley.
funny
I
thing
think
was my
I think
fucking
including
Gundam
the
hoodie.
butt plug tail in someone's outfit when they wake up might be a bit over the top.
Boy, you just escalated that. I couldn't hear you over the sound of Sneaky escalating beyond reason. What did you
Whoa, fuck you! There
stole
was
my
a
Gundam
valid
hoodie.
question in the comments, and I am addressing it. Meanwhile, you're talking about your ex-love life stealing clothing from you.
Well, I know you can't, add anything to that, but still.
No, she never stole clothing from me because she only came over to my house once because she refused to do further times because she was a lazy-ass bitch who didn't want to put anything into the relationship.
And that's how Sneaky became an incel.
If you don't have the decency to include ears in the catgirl outfit, you're just creepy. It's not creepy if you include the butt plug.
It's the cornerstone of the dress.
Now, if any of you want to see Sneaky include that in the costume, that'll be at least $2 million. All
I'll do that for $2 million.
right,
It's a
there you
one-time
go.
job, and then he's set for life.
Pretty much, I mean.
I was gonna say, I mean, all things considered, Sneaky, it's a pretty sweet deal.
Anyway, it's a blah 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 blah. A guy tried to mug me yesterday, punched me in the throat, so I can't talk right now. Sorry for the trouble.
Okay, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna ask our boxer here. Have you
Yes?
been punched in the throat?
Hey, I've been punched in the
Yes,
throat.
I have.
And could you
Multiple.
not speak for a day after the fact?
No,
No.
I could definitely.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I have also been punched in the throat. I've been hit with a 90-mile-per-hour soccer ball in the throat. I couldn't talk for like
Fun.
I mean, if it crushes your windpipe, you're dead anyway.
Yeah, okay, yes. If it crushes your windpipe, obviously you're dead.
I'll be
I
back
mean,
in a bit.
honestly, getting hit in the throat has 2 stages. 1, ow, and 2, I'm dead.
Yep, simple enough. It's the same thing as being hit in the back of the neck.
No, to be fair, there is a third state to being hit in the back of the neck. Ow, I can't move.
Yeah, that's true.
That too is.
Yeah. The 4th state is anime only, and that's damn. Thank you for getting that kink out of my neck. Now I can go all out against you.
Dragon Ball.
Anyway.
Also, I do love just the stupidity. Like, even ignoring the fact that you're punched in the neck, it's like, oh yeah, I had a crick in my neck. That was reducing my fighting power by like 15%.
That's not how it works, though.
Oh no, that's not how it works in the slight. Like, if I have a crick, having a crick in my neck does not impede my ability to punch someone in the fucking face. My lack of skill does that.
But honestly, even that doesn't usually punch him in the face. Unless he's like actually skilled, you'll probably land.
The punching aspect isn't too different, unless you're dumb.
Alright, you want to quit drumming your mic there?
No. Alright. Blah blah blah, why did you save me? It was my fight, blah blah blah. Well, you looked like you were in trouble. Besides, it was unfair 2-on-1. I wouldn't have even been there if I wasn't going to get medicine for my throat. Medicine for... What kind of fucking medicine are you going to take for a sore throat?
No, it's not a sore throat. It's a throat that got punched.
Wow, man, I got punched in my throat. Let me just swallow some medicine to heal it.
Is it?
Hey, yo,
like
just put some, just take some. Ah, fuck, I can't even think of a good joke here.
Peanuts.
NyQuil. That's what you'll do. You'll drink some NyQuil, clear it right up.
I mean, honestly, if you're that much of a pussy that it hurts too much to talk after you've been punched in the throat, you might as well just drink the bottle of NyQuil and go down.
But I thought they were pills.
I mean, it's either way. Some people like the liquid, some people like the pills.
I was gonna say, not here in America. Here in America, it's a bottle that needs to be kept away from children.
No, I've never had like NyQuil or Dayquil, so I've only seen like images of it, and those were like, you know.
Taking blows to the throat often, Isley? Anyway.
Well, Isley loses voice too.
I mean, people have tried to shut me up in multitude of different ways.
Look, the point is,
Never
all
stuck.
the people here who have had personal experience being punched in the throat have concluded that the author is dumb.
Yes.
I mean, we concluded that when we started the story.
Honestly, yeah, Crew's got a point here. We concluded that when we started this story, but...
We always do that.
I have been punched before. Congratulations. Anyway, blah blah. Does thou have a name, young man? Naro Sahashi, nice to meet you. What's your name?
Bill
Blah blah blah. I'm Tsundere. Blah blah blah. Tsundere was glad he didn't try to crush her hand like some men would. Seems he was honest and helpful. Okay, look, any guy that tries to crush a woman's hand when they're doing a handshake is got some stuff going on in his head that needs help.
Like,
either that or he's 14.
Okay,
yeah,
look,
that or he's 14.
look,
Which
most guys,
true.
despite what the internet would have you think, most guys really don't, like, even when you meet another guy, you rarely go in for the hand crush.
I mean, sure, a firm handshake is good, but you need to know when to stop.
Oh, no. There's a complete difference between a firm handshake and the power move.
I'm gonna crush you like a bug!
Because here's the thing, when you go for the power move, all it does is tell them that you're insecure and unconfident and weak.
More or less.
Like, yeah, I could break your hand right now. Okay, and I could kill you by stabbing a key in your eye. Congratulations.
I could kill you in 1,000 ways.
I've earned it on occasion. I'm pretty sure everyone here besides the Saint Maximus has earned a punch or crush or two.
I'm pretty sure Max has been punched too.
I don't know, Max, have you ever been punched before? Good talk,
Hello.
Max.
Max is dead, or possibly building Gunpla.
Probably doing both.
Blah 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 blah. He seems different. I must observe him. Blah 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 blah. She acts really serious, but that makes her look kind of ridiculous with the fancy talk. Hey, do you want to go out to eat together? I got some old clothes you can wear. Go out? Who do you think you are? I was starting to think you were okay, but now you're asking me on a date? No, that's not what I was implying at all. I'm just saying my mom sends me only a small amount of money while I study for school, and I haven't been shopping lately. There's no food here.
So you don't have food, so you're gonna go out to eat? You only get a
that's
small
what I
amount
do.
of money.
Not
You
even
should
kidding.
be
That's what I
buying
do.
food.
Yeah,
Like,
but,
I bet a month
but you're not on a
without
small
buying.
allowance. The difference here is that the author is Naruto saying he's only got a small allowance, and
See,
so
he's from a, if he's a Sahashi, he's from a very rich family, so small allowance could be literally anything.
I mean that you are
That's
correct.
like Trump saying I took a small loan of $1 million, you know?
Okay, yes, that's true.
That is true. However, the author is portraying it like he typically only has enough money to buy groceries.
Which, granted, for a growing young boy, that'd probably still be like what?
I mean, he might be buying like really expensive hams and shit.
Yes, all those expensive hams.
Yes. Steamed ham.
Steamed
Okay,
hams.
here's the problem with that. This is a teenage boy living on his own. It is ramen and Hot Pockets, and you know it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much money you have. If a teenage boy is living by himself, it's ramen, Hot Pockets, and pizza.
Honestly, I lived by myself for 6 years and I can completely agree with that.
Yeah, more or less. Max is dead. Long live Max. Yes.
The
Don't
same-
worry.
You're not replacing me with Max.
He's a
You're
saint.
replacing Max with me.
Saintius Maximus.
Anyway. Blah 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 blah. No, I won't wear any other clothes besides my own. Go bring me back food. He shrugged and said, "Okay."
And
Blah
done
blah
that.
blah.
Whoa, hold on a minute. That is way too demanding. Like,
No,
flat
no, I
out-
really want to write a fic where like Naruto just like, actually this same beginning, but she goes like, oh, bring me this, bring me that, and he's like, okay, bye.
Fuck you.
Do the classic anime scene of it. Then it pans out to outside the apartment, and she's just getting chucked out of the building naked.
No. He leaves. He's up and leaves.
Well, but
It's
it's
his
his
apartment.
apartment, though.
No, it's not his apartment. Like instead of the apartment, I want it to be like a hotel room or something like that.
Why the fuck would he get out? Sir, please make more sense. Anyway,
Right, so
hmm?
like Minato Sahashi, himself, he had to look for a new place, right?
Sure.
That's like the beginning, why he moves into like Mia's apartment and shit like that. So the
Right.
same thing here, just goes like, yeah, okay, bye, I'm leaving this place anyways.
Well, you know, he
Like, the
only had to
landlord
look
comes in
for a
the
new
next day.
place because the girls came over and the guy was like, "You can't have the girls here."
That can easily be explained away when he was carrying a half-naked woman into his house. His landlord,
Okay, yeah,
but-
that's fair enough. Anyway,
Yeah, you-
blah 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 blah. Sorry, you have to be quiet, or the old man will kick me out. Blah 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 blah. He left. She's watching him leave, and she peeked through an eye hole. She saw a tall man in a black suit wearing an NBI pin. She opened the door as he thrust a package at her and then turned to leave. It was her outfit. Sighing in relief, she got dressed. Those two girls ambushed her, rage suffused her. She leapt out the window. She was gonna go hunt them down.
That's not a good idea because they literally owned her last time.
Okay. Zib zub blub, zib zoob zibbity blub. Naruto had finished shopping in the drugstore, bought a bottle of painkiller because for some reason you weren't carrying some already.
Okay, what on earth does a bottle of painkillers mean, author? Like, painkillers are not something you buy over the counter.
I mean, yeah,
Yep.
they are.
I mean,
They're
in India,
Advil, Tylenol.
you kind of can.
Okay, I don't. I mean, technically those are painkillers, but I don't.
You mean like the proper painkillers that
Yeah.
render you like, haha, guys, what's up? Yeah,
Yes.
those.
The happy pills.
Yes, my favorite kind.
Anyway, and some special medicine to help heal his throat. What are you, a fucking Pokemon? The painkiller he took immediately and swallowed the gel tablet that was then mixed with the medicine.
I don't know who's explaining this.
As soon as it went down, his throat started to feel better. He tried speaking and found his voice
Not
to be
how medicine
stable and rough.
works.
I mean, gel
Like,
tablets.
even if that was how this injury worked, that's not how medicine works.
I mean, yeah, the gel tablet does typically kick in pretty quickly, but it's just like,
Not this quickly.
no, not
Not
this
literally
quickly.
instantaneously.
Yeah.
Also, what kind of gel tablet repairs tissue?
No. So he's taking the painkiller and washing it down with the throat healing medicine, because they apparently in Japan just have very specific throat healing medicine. That's liquid.
Well,
Hey, man, have you ever played Yakuza? People get punched in the throat all the time.
I mean, that is very true. Yeah. I can attest to that as well.
No, I cannot say I've ever.
So
played
wait, are you telling me that you're part of the Yakuza?
Yes.
No wonder you've experienced with throat punching.
Exactly.
Anyway, and blah blah blah, lightning girls, blah blah blah, they're dressed like maids, blah blah blah. His eyebrows met in a V above his eyes, which had grown stormy.
But
A tablet would probably be ibuprofen. Those tend to kick in after 20 odd minutes. Yeah, around that.
did you read this chapter like Goofy from like the Disney thing?
No.
What? What the fuck?
No.
You know Goofy, right?
I will
no.
not feed your fetishes.
Oh, yep.
What the fuck did I
Imagine
just...
this guy writing it like that for some reason.
Max is back.
Max,
Yeah,
we don't know what you walked back into.
Backs his Mac.
Try reading it like a Scottish.
I think
can't-
I'd rather go back to dealing with the tick I just got rid of.
So that's where you were. You were burning yourself.
Just I don't know if I can manage that. I'm not drunk enough to do the Scottish.
I'll let you know if it's authentic.
How do you know if you're authentic?
I live in Scotland.
You are
So what? I live in
Pajit.
Chicago. That doesn't mean I can tell you what a Chicago accent sounds like.
But I can because I deal with Scottish people on the daily basis. So yeah. I mean, it's not even like Scotland has one accent. There's Aberdonian, there's Glaswegian, there's Edinburgh.
Look,
There's
no, see, you're wrong. They do only have one accent. It's drunk.
I like how Crowbar has just pinged all of us to go play Dota, and it's like, Crowbar, you
No, she
know
did that
what
a
we're
while
all
ago.
doing right now.
Crowbar. Oh, he didn't ping me. Thank God.
You don't know Crowbar. Get the fuck out of here.
Why would Crowbar know what we're doing?
Because it says I'm streaming right now, and she knows that we run a podcast, and we've been doing it for the past year and a half now.
Okay. I mean, that doesn't mean that she would remember. I mean, I expect you to remember that I'm gone every first and third Friday, but most time I have to remind you.
You're God every first and third Friday.
Yes. Yeah, it's a rotational basis.
You see, that's when the satanic cult meets every month. So
God needs some extra strength to take on the Satans, you know.
All right. Makes sense.
Indeed.
He would want his main priest to be there. The
Saint.
saint.
well, no. See, it's not that he's the main priest. It's that all the saints are called.
Right.
It's the saintly meeting of saints. Hasn't Crowbar appeared on the live
So
stream
now
once or
that Max
twice?
is a saint, when does he appear in Fate Grand Order?
Well, you see, only after they get the gender bent version done.
Oh, right. That's gonna be no offense to Max, wholly unappealing.
Oh, God. Fucking hate all of you.
Max looks in and goes like, I have the weirdest boner in my life right now. I'm aroused.
All right,
because of
so
flight
guys, while we're here, what would Max's noble phantasm be?
Patience.
Patience.
The world just stops.
Yeah, patience is a virtue. It's the world, but only as long as Max is patient.
Yes.
Interesting.
So forever, basically.
Clearly, he'll have independent action A+.
Indeed.
Definitely.
But what class would he be?
Oh, Saber.
No,
No.
Archer. He's from the South. It has to be Archer.
He'll throw the
Guns.
swords.
No. They introduced Billy the Kid. You can be an archer and have guns now.
He'll just have one gun. Just one Glock.
I'm pretty sure Max owns more swords than guns.
So
That's
what?
true.
Change that around. They don't have to know.
Those are just split. All right, look, I'll compromise. I'll use one of my dad's old shotguns, but it shoots swords every now and again.
It shoots swords.
Just, specifically, it shoots swords I've collected, so every so often you'll see an elucidator go by.
It's normally just buckshot. but sometimes-
Isley says Max will be the waifu caster.
What the fuck is going on? Why?
Hey, Cruel, you wanted to draw? That's what you're gonna draw. You're gonna draw
I'm
Saint
already
Max
drawing
the
stuff for
waifu.
Nan. I have no idea when that's gonna end. It's a headache. She wants he wants a gay Korean character that looks exactly like this one character from Yakuza 6, but not exactly like this one character from Yakuza 6.
What the fuck? Could he give you? What the heck? Okay, so he wants you to make character A. She wants you to make character A, but like change the angle of the nose so he's technically artistically different enough to not get caught in trademark and
No,
copyright.
she wants a number of changes, but that's the character she gave me for inspiration. I drew something similar, and she's like, "Oh, I don't like the character for inspiration anymore." Like, then why did you give it to me? These left-wing cucks are straight up. She's had a fight with you, hasn't she? At this point, Sneaky.
I
Huh?
just can't.
Nan.
Oh, wait.
That's
Oh,
Splinter.
God. What the hell's going on in there?
No, you stop it.
It's gonna bother me forever now.
What?
No, the fact that like our community, the little fan base Sneaky's built up is slowly going crazier and crazier, and we're getting weirder and weirder quotes from the chat.
Where are these quotes?
Well, we now have.
I Max is best Max. Or no, that's just normal. That makes sense.
Waifu Max is best Max. We're putting that on a shirt.
Maxilia. Maxine.
Saint Maximum
I like.
Force.
I like that. Isley. By the way, I love that you've given up and you just have started putting @/Max whenever you.
Wait a minute. What do you mean with what we do? Why are we surprised? What is that supposed to mean?
It's Matin. It's not It's on Max or Atin. Max/Atin. It's Matin or Axe. Up to you.
No, not Axe. That's a shitty deodorant with shitty commercials.
Feel the axe of Axe. Which I just figured out that if you hex axe, there's a possibility he might say a voice line that says, axe is not axe.
You just figured that out.
Yeah, because I generally play without the character volumes up, so I don't like listen.
Anyway, hey you, what did you want with the tsundere? They looked at him in shock. The girl he was grabbing was sporting a small bruise. Why did you attack her? He said in all capital letters.
Where is she? Said Batman.
Why have you taken
Where
her?
me?
And what's with the quote, what little fan base Sneaky has built up is slowly going crazy? Well, I mean, I've built up a little fan base, and they've all been insane in the first place. See, I don't know what the little crazy slowly part has been, why that was appended on there. Clearly, you have to be insane to even watch me for 2 hours.
On a Friday, man.
I know you were quoting Max. I'm just asking why Max decided to say that they're slowly going crazy.
Because they were mostly normal.
No, they weren't.
No, they weren't.
Not to
Anyone
show
here
up
that
here.
watches me for 2 hours long has long lost their sanity.
Oh, that's not charging.
Anyway, blah 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 blah. Oh shit, he looks like an FBI. No wonder he nailed me like that. Her sister, blah blah blah. It's our policy only to go after unwinged Sakurai. Well, I don't care. Yesterday was the first time I ever hit a girl, but if you go after her again, I'll do it a second time. I hate bullies, okay?
He says.
My name's Naruto.
My name's
Hey,
Nardo. I like ramen and I don't like bullies, so don't do drugs, okay?
Respect women.
Yeah, respect women.
Now, see, why do you guys have to say it like that? Like
Respect
it's an actual
women.
joke.
And eat
That's
Right.
women.
only going to bring us trouble.
Man, nobody's gonna report you. Jesus fucking Christ, it's a report-based system. Have you seen your fan base?
No one is going to find us to report us.
Fair enough.
Look, we're not big enough for that, and if we ever do get big enough, then they're just gonna be like, okay, well, we're not gonna get rid of you because you're big enough. Anyway. But we'll never have to worry about that because we're gonna have about 10 people max every stream, and usually around 5 because everyone has better things to do. And honestly, I don't blame them. I don't have better things to do, which is why I sit here 2 hours every single day and read bad, shitty fanfiction, and more often than not get massively derailed. So we talk about waifu Max.
You mean the best thing the show's ever produced?
Anyway,
See, I think this stream.
you know, I miss Zeno. Whatever happened to Zeno?
He's dead.
Well, yeah, he probably got hit by a bus
He
on the way to work.
Wait, wasn't he the one who raged out?
No, that was someone else, I thought.
Yeah.
Zeno
thought
stuck
that was
around
someone
after that.
Wait, who got hit by a bus?
No one actually got hit by. Well, probably. No one got hit by a bus.
I mean,
No,
I
can't
hope,
say
I hope
who
no one
is
got
a
hit by a bus. Zeno was one of our first view. No, Zeno was our first viewer, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. He's the first viewer / audience interaction you guys ever had.
People watch us.
Zeno Quark. Yeah. Is he even in our listing anymore?
I don't think he is. Oh, maybe he
course.
did rage out.
Yeah, I think he raged out because I was going after this one fan fiction he liked.
Which one?
We don't
I don't know.
remember.
This was like, dude, this was literally like a year ago, I think. Now.
No, it was. I don't think it was a year ago.
Maybe around 6 months ago then. But anyway,
Yeah,
it was
I think at least that
quite
year.
a while ago. But yeah, no, I was going after this one fanfic I really was hating on because I just did not like it. And Zeno liked it. and said I was being too hateful and left.
You occasionally do that, but generally it's for the sake of comedy, so I don't really mind.
I mean, it's for the sake of comedy, and it's also because the author decided to tweak one or two things I really just did not like, and my opinion.
But that's
becomes
more of like a
immutable.
thing that you can like things like that you can generally brush under the like you just like kind of gloss over like okay maybe it's not for me, maybe it's for other people.
No,
Which is
Isley,
what-
Hugh's been around when you were here.
Yeah. Yeah.
He did the whole
was.
burst out of chest thing. That's pretty much all he was known for. He
I don't
drew
think,
our first
no, I
banner.
don't think that's the one who rage quit.
No,
Anyway,
no,
whatever.
that's
It doesn't
definitely-
matter. We are so massively off track.
No, I mean, not really. I mean, who are we off tracking for? We're off tracking with Isley and Chrysanthemum. I mean, I think maybe we got Kelm's in here. We got Chrysanthemum and Isley watching us. I think Chrysanthemum is like feeding a dog or something, or eating a dog or
To
something.
be fair, Chrysanthemum barely pays attention, which is probably good for her mental health.
Honestly, it really is good for her mental health.
Yeah.
I mean, we got Shota Games and Sick Cool here, and I'm kind of confused as to why these people are here. But I mean, hey, if they want to watch us, that's cool, I guess. But they could say a word or two.
Sadly,
once in a while.
they're here pretty much at the end of the show.
I mean, yeah, more or less. But let's keep going. I feel like this is wrong. It says we got 13 minutes left on the timer, but
The timer is wrong. We have 8 minutes. 8 minutes.
Yeah, that's weird.
Your timer to make
I'm
sure
king
you
and
don't
queen of going off track. Yes. Anyway, back on track. Blah blah blah. I hate bullies. Okay. Sorry about punching you, but you were totally asking for it. They were both taken off guard that he would threaten the Sakurai without backup. Not to mention twin Sakurai like them.
If he already beat you black and blue,
Yeah, I mean, he didn't beat him back black and blue, but he did get a good punch off of them when he was rescuing the girl. Anyway, okay, sure, no need to punch anything, alright? We get them message, and we promise not to fight her again. You happy? Yeah, he frowned, she shivered, his aura was like sheer peril hanging over them. Either that or a horde of bloodthirsty demons were about to pounce them. Both she and her sister let themselves relax as he disappeared around a corner. He looked like Seo does when he's pissed. Hibiki nodded, her expression showing both fear and relief. Still uneasy, they went back to selling their newspapers. The apartment was empty, and there was a box on the bed. The window was open, and the tsundere was most definitely gone. Why is there an ellipses there? Somewhat annoyed, he spoke to the empty apartment. Well, that was pointless. I guess that means she wasn't interested in the food after all. She just wanted me out of the room so she could leave without feeling embarrassed. This is great. Well, hopefully she won't get attacked again. Damn, I never asked her what was up with all that crazy magic stuff. Can't believe I forgot. Oh yeah, you totally forgot to ask about the magic.
I mean, to be fair, if you're writing it on a piece of paper,
Again, to be fair, if I was
Magic.
for some reason unable to speak because I was punched in the throat, and I rescued someone who was shooting beams of water at someone who was shooting beams of electricity, question 1 would be, what the fuck is going on? Question 2 would be, are they hunting you? Am I in trouble? Question 3 would be,
can I learn to do that?
yeah. There would definitely not be a, hey, do you want to go out to eat together? There's other significant priorities before you try and ask someone out to go eat food with you. Like,
Regardless of whether or not you're trying to hit on them,
lightning.
there are other questions that need to be asked.
Indeed. Anyway. Grumbling, put away the groceries, used more of the throat medicine. It's like a gag that refuses to die. Generally, if you aren't able to talk due to being punched in the throat, you won't be able to talk again for a rather long time, if at all. Yeah, but you see, the author doesn't know biology, so the author just kind of hand waves everything away because it's like the sort of the same thing as being punched anywhere else, right?
Of course.
Freaking soy boy.
It's a motherfucking soy boy. Sorry.
Anyway, blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. She found the girls. Oh yeah, just found them. That's convenient.
How convenient.
Yeah, she just jumps out her window and dashes across a couple of roofs, and bing bang boom, she found them again.
Sounds about right.
Anyway, please no more. We've already promised your Akashibi we wouldn't fight you. Had the comment not been so repulsive, it might have been confusing. As it was, she blasted them against the building behind them, roaring, "I have no Ashikabi. I will become the single strongest Sakurai without one. Now who dares claim to be my Ashikabi?" "No one. We just assumed that guy that threatened us was your Ashikabi." Blah blah blah. Wow, Naruto went out of his way to threaten them for her? Where didst he go?
He went the distance.
Gee, you were just at his apartment, and he said he was leaving for a bit to get some food. I wonder where he could be.
You weren't winged, of
Nope.
course not. I'll never
No,
let a
no.
man to... You know, I honestly do have a sort of problem with the canon of this. Where it's like, apparently it's this organization that made massive medical advancements by finding an alien spaceship, and yeah, okay, the CEO's a bit screwy in the head, but his second in command, what's her face, McGee, old woman person thing.
Who's Naruto's mother in this fake?
Marashi?
Yeah, whatever. We know who you're talking
Cigarette woman.
Cigarette
Yeah.
woman, yeah. Anyway, so Cigarette Woman seems to have a fairly decent head on her shoulders, and she seems to be mostly in charge of the hiring and managing of the business.
I mean, she smokes, so of course she's gonna have like a decent head.
So,
Anime trope.
at some point in time, nobody noticed. For several months straight, the diversity hire pouring anti-men shit into the super-powered woman's brain. You would think there'd be some sort of like, hey, maybe we should be sure none of the people that shoot laser beams from their eyes suddenly, for some inexplicable reason, hate 50% of the human population and would like to see them dead.
But Sneaky, there's like the thing that they had to deal with like 100 or something of them, so you know.
Oh wow,
Okay,
it's so hard
they
to
shoot
hire
lightning.
100 people.
Whammon, dude, whammon.
No, here's the thing though. That problem changes when those 100 people can shoot lightning and cause plants to murder people.
Well, that's definitely a thing, yeah.
It's
I
like,
mean, imagine
okay,
if those powers from Latin, the world would be over already.
it's like, okay, sure, yeah, you want to be fucking using them in some sort of massive death game or whatever. Okay, yeah, fine, sure, whatever. So maybe you're gonna skip a little steps of the human integrity model of maybe not experimenting on them. Okay, fine, sure. But like, at least make sure none of your scientists are the diversity hire ideological nutcase who's secretly telling the people that of the 10 strongest in existence, secretly telling one of them, hey man, fucking kill all men.
Resist the patriarchy!
Like,
I mean, like, I don't think that's what was going on, but this story's kind of making it look like that now.
no, that is canon. Is her handler very much basically told her all the time about how awful men are and how they'll rape her and how they're patriarchy and all that shit. I'm not even that is canon.
I'm gonna have to go through the manga again.
Yeah, I was gonna say I do not remember that.
Like apparently a lot of their personalities come from their handlers, so yeah, that does make
What the?
Yeah, I don't know where the Shakespearean stuff came from. I'm not quite sure about that.
might have
But
been one of those really hipster Tumblr.
the whole man hate thing was in fact fed to her by her handler.
How did they get a degree outside of women's studies? Gender studies, sorry.
Well, see, they were the diversity hire. They needed more women in the workplace.
Oh my god, can you
But
guys
they're in Japan.
please just shut up and move on already?
Anyway.
Must be different.
Blah 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 blah. Tsukiyumi, blah blah blah. She couldn't find Naruto. She couldn't find Naruto. You were literally in his apartment. You jumped out of his apartment window.
Just go back there.
I don't think she can put two and two together. That's kind of
Apparently, she doesn't remember where it is. Oh my god.
But she walked. You can't even make this excuse that, oh yes, I was in a car, so I don't remember. You walked.
Blah blah blah. Can't find Naruto. It would only be polite to thank him for being a patriarchal male, I guess. Yeah, whatever. White knighting. The only time white knighting ever got someone somewhere. Blah 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 blah. The next day, Naruto walked out of the high school building. Thank God he passed. Passed high school. Is that like a problem in Japan?
Is what a problem in Japan?
Not passing high school?
Yes. In Japan.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
And the thing is, over there, it's kind of like this. If you pass high school, you're at a level of credibility where people can just give you jobs.
Fair enough.
Their job market is kind of a lot better than most countries outside.
I'm
Very
sorry.
self-sufficient.
Is that how it actually goes?
Currently, yes. My friend went there to intern, so he knows. But of course, they prefer hiring their own race, their own people.
Remember, they have the suicide forest for high schoolers and university students. Yeah,
Yeah, it is that bad. Especially the
I-
universities.
yeah.
Like, sure, like their university things.
Yeah.
And
And-
jobs there are also like very weird. The jobs there are generally jobs for life. Like you get into one company, you ain't leaving it till you are dead. Or I mean, sorry, retired.
I mean, that was generally how it was in America.
It's changed
up
now,
until, like,
of course, but till very recently, that's how it was over there too.
Anyway,
You got a very strong emphasis on brand to loyalty to your workplace.
Let's cycle on through this so we can get the fruity fuck out of here. Blah blah blah. Musabi suddenly shows up and hugs him. Blah blah blah. He's angry at the twins for coming after Musabi. Blah blah blah. They saw the guy. Naruto's voice told them to scram in a deep dark tone. He seemed to radiate darkness. He seemed to radiate darkness out of his eyes as they drilled into them. A moment later, the dark miasma coalesced into an indistinct shape behind him. Two brooding crimson eyes flashed open at the girls. The sisters took one look at it and bolted as far as they could. Anyway, blah blah blah, Musabi, blah blah blah, restrain my inner pervert. Who are you? You must be strong if they ran from you. Blah blah blah. Is this girl real? I can't believe she's living outside. Blah blah blah. You're the second girl I've helped today. Get away from those two. Great. I don't know how much I'm allowed to tell you where you're home at. It's just... Yeah, okay, so basically the only thing that changed early is that Tsundere met Naruto earlier than normal. Naruto is the stronger version of Minato.
Significantly.
Yeah, and apparently Ashikabis are something for the Psycho race to be scared of in a fight now. Based on the Lightning Twins reaction.
Apparently, that was a bit weird.
The thing is, they're not allowed to kill Ashikabi, are they? That's like their thing, the directive. But they still do it.
Well, it's one of the rules. Like, you're really not allowed to do this, but if we don't catch you, we're not really going to give a shit.
Well, I was going to say, it's like a Sith Lord. You're not allowed to kill other students at the academy.
But we're not going to care if we don't catch you.
Question for the next time around: would it be possible to convince or bribe you guys to cover a chapter of my story? It's one of the more recent ones. It's hopefully better written. Rules only count if you're caught.
I mean, sure, we can cover one of your stories if.
I would recommend against that, but yeah, sure.
Why?
What are we
recommend
recommending
us
again?
covering it, or recommend against her offering it up?
No, recommend against you covering anything.
What is that?
Other than shit.
I mean, it's gonna be shit anyway. We've all seen.
Are you
Ivan's
saying we aren't
story.
qualified literary critics? Because you're
Yes.
right, we aren't.
I will have you know, I am the most qualified of the literary critics.
That's just the alcohol speaking.
I'm sorry. Can we rewind? Did you just say the illiterary?
He did! I just try not to
I
give
was
the fuck.
hoping no one would catch that.
I'm just making
No,
sure.
we all got it. You put quite a bit of emphasis on it.
Yeah. Alright, well, thank you all for joining us for another 2 hours of torture and agony. Hope to see you all next time. No, seriously, I hope to see you all next time because it's kind of important that people show up. We have a lot more fun when we're not covering shit fix and just, chilling out with the stream.
I mean, if we didn't have audience interaction, we would never have had we never would have gotten Saint Max.
Case in point, sneaky solo streams.
No, Saint
Seriously,
Max
solid
has
streams,
unfortunately existed for like 2 or 3 months at this point. You guys would not have sat there and made a Fate version.
You're right. The
And I
best
wish
version.
that had never happened.
Anyway,
No,
so,
you'll wish it never happened after it gets drawn.
as always, the archive for last week's stream will be going up to the YouTube page tonight and should be available tomorrow. Catch us live at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. So that's GMT plus 4 currently, I believe.
E3 begins tomorrow.
E3 begins tomorrow indeed. And
Oh, it does.
can't think of much else, so I'll just wrap it up here.
Oh,
see you all next
VP
time.
plays Optic in 50 minutes.
Indeed.
Oh,
See you all
brilliant.
next time, and remember, there is always more, and it always gets worse.